Hey guys, it's Sarah from Styled by Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. As you can see by the title, this is not a thrift haul, but it is definitely thrift related. I've had a couple of questions regarding, I guess, my thrifting process, what advice I have for people who are thrifting for the first time. So I thought that today's video would be the perfect opportunity to share with you guys my 5 tips for a first-time thrifter. So if you're interested in that video, go ahead and keep watching. Okay guys, diving right in, I did just want to say that although these 5 tips are geared for the first-time thrifter, I think they can definitely apply to anyone if you have been thrifting before or if you have just had a couple of unsuccessful trips to the thrift store. These are definitely still tips that you can apply to your shopping trip. So number 1 is go with a goal. I think it's so important for first-time thrifters to go in with a goal, an idea of what you are looking for. So when we go grocery shopping, right, we have a grocery list that sometimes we stick to, or a recipe that we are going off of to find the ingredients for. If you're going shopping at a normal retail store, sometimes you say, oh, well, I need an outfit for a picnic. So you're looking for shorts and a shirt. And so it's no different at the thrift store. I think it's very easy to get overwhelmed, and especially if it's uncharted territory like a thrift store. If you go with a goal, so say I am looking for a dress, you can go straight to that dress section, and you have a more condensed area for you to look through. And that actually brings me to my second point, which is to look through everything. And I mean in that section. So if you're going for a dress, look through every color, look through every size, and that way you can find those gems that you're looking for. A lot of times people limit themselves as far as sizing goes, and especially with vintage clothing, sizing has changed so much over the years. So if you're a size 4, you could be a size 10 in a vintage dress. So it's very important that you look through everything, even kind of, maybe you're not looking for a red dress, right? You're looking for a white dress. Well, look through the red dresses regardless, because that's how you find those gems that you say, oh wow, well actually I don't have a red dress and this is gonna look amazing on me, so let me pick that up too. So that's how you're gonna find those gems, is going through everything. That brings me to my third point, which is to try everything on. I cannot stress this enough. I think sometimes people dismiss trying things on at the thrift store because they are so inexpensive, but I think that there's no reason for you to waste money on something that's not going to fit you. As you saw in one of my previous hauls, I bought some jeans without trying them on. They actually didn't fit. And although they were just $1, number 1, my hopes were kind of high because I wanted them to work, and I spent money on them, even like I said, even if it is just $1, brought them home and then they didn't work. So I have to figure out what to do with them. So it's so important that you try everything on at the thrift store. I know sometimes it may be gross, or you might think, oh, well, I haven't washed it yet. You're fine. You're gonna be fine. I think also with that, when you try them on, you can find flaws that maybe you didn't see when you picked up the item. So when you try it on and you look at all areas in the mirror, you can definitely see if there's maybe like a hole or a stain. And that actually brings me to my 4th point, which is to inspect each garment that you do pick up from the thrift store. So again, I have been guilty of not doing this, looking at things and just being excited that I found it. For example, again, if you saw in my last thrift haul, I picked up that white wicker purse that I was so excited about, but actually the clasp does not fully close. It's still functional, I can still use it. However, I would prefer that it clasped completely, especially because it is a purse. But that's why it's so important to look over the things that you're purchasing. Even home decor, if you're looking into getting a basket, make sure that it's the handles are sturdy, make sure that the weave is not coming apart in one area where it's gonna fall apart in a couple of months. So you always want to inspect those garments. Number 5 is actually gonna be take someone with you. I think that shopping in general is such an awesome social activity, and especially at the thrift store. I think the thrill of the hunt, and you actually are having another set of eyes and hands to go through those items for you, so you guys can help each other out. I know my sister and I like to go thrifting a lot together, and we will be on opposite ends of the aisle and just picking stuff up and saying, hey, did you see this? Would you like this? And I think it just helps maximize the potential to find something amazing. And that brings me to my last point, which is to take your time when going through the thrift store. I think the notion of you going in for 10 minutes and thinking that you're gonna find a bag full of treasures is not feasible at all. I take my time going into the thrift store, whether I'm going for myself or whether I'm going sourcing for my Poshmark closet. I definitely take my time. It can be anywhere. I think the shortest time I've probably ever been in a thrift store would probably be like an hour and a half, up to 3, sometimes 4 hours, depending on how big the store is and depending on what I'm looking for. So definitely go. You do not have to take 4 hours, but definitely go with a little bit of time in mind. And then also just have patience. I think things are just not going to fall into your lap, although maybe at some point they will. But it's important that you have patience when going through this, and that halfway down the aisle, you're not just like, oh, I'm frustrated, I'm just gonna leave. Just have some patience. Trust me, it will pay off. Maybe not in your first thrift, but eventually it will. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love giving a little bit of advice on thrifting, since it definitely is something that I have a passion for. And if you guys have any questions that I did not address in this video, please feel free to comment them down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.